All right, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of KickSaga. This is the show where I talk to first-time board game creators before they take their projects to crowdfunding, and we learn about what they've done to prepare for the launch, and then we'll have a follow-up episode afterwards to talk about how things went and what they learned, and hopefully that you watching this will learn as well, either if you're trying to start your own game or if you're just a fan of the whole process of creating indie games. Hopefully you'll be able to enjoy this, be entertained, and learn something. So today I'm excited to have two folks here, Filip and Tomáš from Fat Board Games. And they are bringing a game called Statera, which looks very interesting, to Gamefound. And so we're going to make sure to kind of emphasize the fact that this is going to Gamefound. This is, I think, the first project that I've talked about on this show that isn't going to Kickstarter, that's going to be on Gamefound. So we'll talk a little bit about the thought process behind that and how they brought the game to life and what they've done to prepare. How's it going, guys? How you doing?
Fine. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, good. Thanks for being here. I'm excited to have you. First of all, let the folks know, maybe just introduce yourself, and also let us know what part of the world you're from.
Tomáš, do you want to take that?
Okay, so I can start. You can continue. Yeah. So, Tomáš, my name is Tomáš, part of Fat Board Games, was already mentioned. Yeah. So I love board games. that's I think very important. Yeah. And I've already designed some things, but always kept it in the drawer. Yeah, just for me, just to play with my family and so on. So big hobby. Daily job, I work as a project manager. Yeah, so this is really just for me a dream becoming true to publish my own board game. And yeah, I think that's it.
Great. Filip.
Oh, okay. Yes, as Tomáš said, you didn't mention we are from both. We are from Czech Republic. We are board game buddies, I would say, yes. And we both, as Tomáš said, we both have day jobs, and this is our like passion project, something to what can our wives can hate us for? Or hate is a strong word, but
Right.
call names us.
Yeah.
And this is really you said it. It's a first our project, first crowdfunding project, and I think our connection here is on this project is really cool because Tomáš said he works as project manager. I work as marketing manager and basically marketing guy for everything. So this connection really worked, and I think you can see and will see the fruits of our work in the campaigning.
Great. Yeah. So let's talk about the game. Tell us a little bit about the game, kind of a brief overview of what the game is and what the mechanisms are and all of that stuff.
Important thing, Statera is a strategy double asymmetric game. This is the most important thing. Yeah. From regarding the mechanics point of view, the most important I would say is area control. Yeah. But it's featuring more types of mechanics behind that. I already mentioned the double asymmetry. So there is the asymmetry between the factions. We have 4 factions in the game currently. 2 of them are Statera nations, so that's something like tribes living on the world of Statera, and 2 of them are gods. So this is the first asymmetry. And then there is the asymmetry between these factions themselves. So the Chompas and Fawns, which are the nations of Statera, are different a little bit. They are quite similar because what we wanted to achieve with Filip is to bring together, Filip already bite into that apple, bring together board game beginner with experienced player. Yeah, this is very important. So these nations are meant, they are easier to approach to approach them, yet still a little bit complex, and they are different within their battle cards and action cards. On the other hand, the gods, they are there to be a challenge for experienced player, and they have completely different mechanics between themselves. Yeah. So, and Filip, do you want to add something?
Nice.
And yes, as Thomas said, the easier play for Stateran people, for Staterans, as Thomas said, I bite to it a little bit because this is the reason why we did this asymmetry at the first place when we start developing the game was we wanted something we can play with our wives basically, because um, I think everyone knows that, not everyone, but most of us knows that you have a friend, family member, or anyone near you who like to play games, but not the heavy ones, not the real strategy, heavy experience. And
Right.
what we when we first starting to develop Statera, this was one of the goals, and it's still in there, but it's not as prominent, I would say, as it was at the beginning. But it's still there, and Staterans are the easier factions to play, and the gods are the like the faction where you get the real strategic experience.
Nice. Part of the struggle I find, especially with new board game creators, is how do they describe their game and how do they define their game so that they can attract the type of player that they think would enjoy the game. So maybe I'll put that to you guys. How do you describe the game so that it will attract the person that you think would be interested in the game?
I leave this to you, Filip.
Okay. I think we can use our basically our Gamefound headline. It's a double asymmetric game. We little bit get into that with real scales. And
Yeah, that's interesting part.
Yeah.
Ah, wow. That's very cool.
I think both of those things can be something that attracts player to this game. First,
Okay.
the scales. This is something that caught your eye and get you read something more about it. And the double asymmetry is something you will find when you learn about the game more. It was written from one of our reviewers. Was written. The sentence was, Statera caught us with its art, but it was a gameplay what made us. I think they said it, excited.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so you talk about the two things that I think really make your game stand out from other games that are in the market. It's the double asymmetry, which you don't hear about that often or at all. I don't know if I can think of another double asymmetric game. So that makes me want to learn more. And then the scales is just a cool component hook that I've also never seen a game with that it has awesome table presence. And so then I'm curious, how did the scales fit in to the game? And I want to play with them, right? Because if I like, big things on my table and I like to play with stuff, it's a cool kind of component that I could mess around with. And
I have to tell you, everyone wants to use it. It's so cool to have those on table and play with it. It's so cool.
So I'm curious, who came up with this idea? How long ago was it? And how did the game evolve over time?
Filip, that's yours. That's yours.
No. Okay. as we said, we are gaming buddies for quite time now. And 3 years ago, December 2019, we were with our wives. We were at this show. There was a magician and
The
what's the
hypnotist
word?
or something like that.
Hypnotist, yeah,
Hypnotist,
hypnotist.
yeah.
And he did his thing there. It was so boring, and we were sitting next to each other drinking wine, I think. And while he was boring, we talked about board games. And between the talks, we went crazy, and we were like, what if we what if we do some our own board game? We can start like god versus devil fight, and there would be scales, and the devil would take the souls from the hell and put them on those scales, stuff like this. We really went crazy with the ideas, and it was just a joke for us. But the next day or the day after, we text each other, and we went it was basically like, hey, it was actually kind of cool idea, let's do it. And the other one said okay, and next week
Nice.
we meet each other and we start work on that.
Wow. So how long ago was that? How long have you been working on it?
December 2019, 3 years.
Okay.
3
Yeah,
years.
great. It's great. So you work on it through all that time, and you get it to where it is now. It's funny that the scales were part of the original idea, and that stayed in through the whole thing. That's very cool. And you're about to launch it on Gamefound. I'm curious, Gamefound is another crowdfunding platform like Kickstarter that's specifically for games, and it's been growing a lot in popularity lately. What made you guys want to launch your first game on Gamefound versus Kickstarter?
Thomas, you want me to take that?
Yes, please.
Okay. We actually, until April of last year, we talked publicly about launching the game on Kickstarter. 2022, I think, or it was maybe 2021, I'm not sure, but Gamefound launched their crowdfunding part of the platform. They went kind of big in the past year, and we actually. We were monitoring what was going on the market, but obviously Kickstarter is still is the biggest like meeting ground for the board game crowdfunding people, and so for and because we are first time crowdfunders, it was an obvious choice. We thought we have to go this way.
Right.
And we start in the April last year. We start building our page on Kickstarter, and we found out that with the knowledge that Gamefound is better, but we need to use Kickstarter because of the crowd. Basically, we start on Kickstarter, and we learned that from Czech Republic you can't start a campaigning on Kickstarter. You need someone to start it for you from the approved countries or whatever it's.
Right.
So that was basically last. I'm not sure if it's a right English sentence, but last drop is, yeah. Could I use it? It was the last thing that pushed us to Gamefound, basically.
So we say the last straw.
Straw, yeah. Oh, that's right. Thank you. It was the last straw for us. Yeah.
Yep. Great. That makes a lot of sense. I interviewed someone earlier in this the series that is from the Czech Republic as well, and they were trying to launch a board game and they weren't able to, so they had to partner with someone and for Kickstarter. And so Gamefound doesn't have that limitation. It sounds
And
like.
I have to say, it was the best decision we did. Like really.
Good.
First, Gamefound is it's really easy to use. Same as Kickstarter. There is nothing different, I would say. But on top of that, they have complete connection to Google Analytics, Facebook, Meta, stuff like that. You just add your codes there and connect those like marketing tools together, and you see everything. You can target your ads on Facebook to the audiences from Gamefound, stuff like that. It's really awesome.
Nice. As a marketer, I'm sure you appreciate all of that.
Yes.
All of that. So why don't you talk a little bit about switching gears again? Why don't we talk about how you've built an audience for this game? What are some of the things you've done beforehand to get attention of people for this game?
Maybe I'm gonna start, Tomáš, and jump in if you like. Okay.
Of course.
What we did. Actually, we did this. I think it was one of the first things we did was to create Facebook page, and we shared there our progress from the start. When we had some of art, it was really early, and we had some. So I think it was June 2020 or something like that. We built our web page with those information and start getting our email list there, connected to MailChimp, stuff like that, and start getting emails. It was all organic. We didn't pay anything yet, and what we did was I think everyone knows this. Literally everyone writing to the groups and discussing and asking and showing every bloody picture we got from Jana and stuff like that. so
yeah.
This works to a point, I would say. You can get some knowledge, but about the game, some people, but you get basically nothing. I'm not sure. I think we gathered like 10-20 emails, under the 100, I'm sure.
Yep.
And 20 emails, it's basically family, right? So it's
right.
it's funny. And we continue developing the game, doing this throughout the 2020. We actually planned to start campaigning 2021, but it was still COVID. The prices of the shipping went up, so we little bit paused. Not paused. We just continue as we were through 2021. We just work on the game more. We polished everything out.
Nice.
And basically the game, because of it, the game is done. All it needs some adjustments in language. You can hear we're not best speakers, best writers, so we need someone to proofread it properly. And just
yeah, even me, I am horrible with writing, and I need people to proofread my stuff. It's important.
Yeah. So and just ship just put it to manufacture it. So that's where the game is. And back to 2021, that was our year. We polished everything out. And 2022, what we did, we focused solely last year. We focused solely on marketing and getting the attention the whole
Nice.
year, basically.
Wow.
We started in February last year. Like I think on the spot last year on the spot. It was like 9 of February
Wow.
when we released our first released. We did our first live stream, and it was the live stream where we painted our meeples, because we decided to create the prototypes ourselves, to know the process, to get better with knowing what everything needs, what needs to be done from manufacturer, to be better at talking with manufacturers, basically. So we created our prototypes ourselves, basically. And we painted the minis. Fun fact, I counted last week, we painted, sorry, I used the word minis. We don't have minis, our meeples.
Okay.
Meeples, sorry. We painted over 1,200 pieces in color for our prototypes. So 2022, we start in February, and we start live streaming. After that, we start live streaming every other Tuesday. Each Tuesday, 1 hour live stream. And with those live stream, we started to use Facebook Meta ads.
Okay.
And we use, I need to, it was like 3 to 5 euros for each live stream, just a small amount to boost it a little bit, to get people's attention about those. And we really it really start to doing its thing. And at the end of August, we had 700 emails on our web page.
Email list.
Email list. Yes.
Wow.
So but to be honest, it was not only thing. We also ran continuous ad on Facebook, which was also few euros a week to get those emails, to push the web page in front of people's eyes. And that's basically it. We didn't do nothing more fancy. We just did this. But what we thought, it would be more easier to transfer all of this to Gamefound. And we set up our Gamefound page in it was September. It was September. 1st of September. Yeah. And I think it was only like 20% of this mailing list who not back but follow. I would expect that it would be like, I don't know, 80% of people, they click the follow button, because we tried to move all of those people to Gamefound, because Gamefound is awesome in communicating with people before the actual campaigning.
Nice.
And so we want to start the campaigning at the end of October last year, at the end of October, actually right after the SN. And we thought by the time September, October, we transfer our followers from mailing list to followers to of Gamefound, and get more with some ads. So we start running ads. As I said, Gamefound is awesome with this. I used audiences in Meta. I built audience by the look like what Gamefound got us,
Right.
and by those audiences I start running ads on Facebook. And I think we put, Thomas, maybe you know the numbers better than me, but it was like 500 euros, something like this.
September, yeah. I think it was a little bit more. It could be 1,000 euros.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So it was a price like this we paid, and we got from 700 to like 1,000 ish, something like this.
Okay.
And it was not enough. I really
Yeah.
thought that those money would get us what we want, and it was not enough. We knew that for success of the campaigning, we need between 3 to 4,000 followers, because Gamefound has 40% conversion ish conversion from followers to backers. It
Okay.
really depends on campaigning. It could be 20, it could be 80, but in the average it's 40%. So
Right.
we use it as our base to make our math, and it tells us that we need 3 to 4,000 followers, and the money didn't like delivered.
Right.
So what we did, we meet at Essen. We met with Gamefound people first, and we announced postponing the campaigning.
Okay.
Postponing. We never basically we never announced it the actual date. We
That's
still
smart.
yeah, but we were talking about it end of the year 2022.
Okay.
But it we by then we knew it's not possible, because Christmas, holidays, stuff like that. It wouldn't be smart to run campaigning in that time. So
Right.
we postponed it to February. And I want to close it with our success now of getting those followers is mainly because of our connection with Gamefound, that we really connect with them, that we talk with marketing guys there. We talk with we got from them product manager who is in regular talks with us, and when they found out that we know what we are doing, we have solid product, and we know what we want. We want 3 to 4,000 followers, stuff like that. We had this talk with them, and it was obvious they were asking the questions like, are you sure you want to do this? You like
Okay.
is it, do you have everything ready, stuff like this, yeah.
Okay.
And when they found out we really do know what we are doing, we just need help with the resources and to help with the market, because we are first time creators and the market is a little bit unknown for us.
Yeah.
And they really helped us out. First,
Wow.
what they do, they start our clock. There is those clock. The campaigning will start in 20 days, stuff like this.
Yeah.
And when those clock starts, it automatically puts you on in front of all of the waiting campaignings there, like by the date.
Okay.
But being we already had some followers, and we ran some campaignings, and we already have a little bit of movement there. It was so great connection, basically, because this this aspect of this created that we jumped straight into the Gamefound featured, meaning front page of Gamefound.
Wow.
And we are staying there right now for 24 days without any day losing. We are just moving
Nice.
in the spots, and it's
Huh.
it's really because of early launching the clock. And Gamefound, they make sure they won't launch the clock if they are not sure it's not gonna be embarrassment for them, you know. So
Yeah.
there has to be this talk with the product manager. Please, can you help us launching those clock before we get crowdfunding page ready? And they really went. They really did this step further and help us with that.
Wow.
That's one thing. And the second thing, I said I'm a marketing guy, but maybe because of that, I know that Gamefound has different audiences they can use, and we stopped doing our marketing ourselves, and we asked Gamefound to do that for us.
Okay.
And we just partnering on this with them. Also, one of the best decisions we did in this like whole stuff.
It's amazing how, and I think it's because, Gamefound is smaller than Kickstarter and they focus on games. They're able to have that personal touch with you and help you get your game noticed and kind of help you be successful, because if you're successful, they're successful.
Yeah.
And it's smart of them to do that. And so that's a big kind of plus and benefit to go in with Gamefound versus Kickstarter, is you can get that extra help. You can use them for marketing, et cetera, et cetera. So that sounds like it worked out well for you. Okay, well, before we wrap up, so it looks like you are sitting in a good place on Gamefound. I'm looking here; you have over 3,800 followers right now, and you're about to launch it. And it sounds like you're going to you're set up to where you want to be. So that's very exciting. And I think it looks good. I think it's gonna be successful, like you said, because you had a lot of help from Gamefound. You spent a lot of time on it. Any advice for people who might be, me included, who might be working on a game that they're planning to take to crowdfunding? Any kind of tips or pointers that you can give out that might help them?
Okay, I will start with the design advice. Yeah, never be afraid to throw something in the dustbin and start over in the design.
That's good. Yeah. Did that happen a lot with this game?
It happened.
Yeah.
We talked about the original idea was God versus devil, so
Right.
we are some
It's
on
different.
different place. Yes. I'm gonna add marketing advice. If you think that I'm gonna start it like this. Don't be afraid to create your graphic by yourself. Just do it and use it as long as you need for your development. Just do it. Print it on your home printer. Write some numbers. Do it by your hand if you can't do it in Paint, Windows Paint, or whatever it's called in English. Just do it. There is no shame in that. You need to work with something, but if you are not skilled in this area, at least let someone who is look at it. Just look at it and tell you, oh, this is okay. You can use it for a final product, or this is not okay. Just polish it in there or there.
Yeah, that's good advice. I think sometimes we can try to do everything ourselves and maybe even think we're good at certain things, like graphic design or illustrations or whatever. But to get some other outside advice and maybe, you know, look for someone who does that, you know, for a living or something like that to help you out. Might be a good way to go. Cool. Well, hey, it's been a pleasure talking to you guys. This is a great stories. Lots of interesting things have happened, and I wish you guys nothing but success. So we will revisit with you guys after the campaign is over to see how it went and hear any lessons you learned as you were running the campaign. I'm really curious to hear how a Gamefound campaign runs and some of the differences that could happen in the middle of the campaign and when it ends. Versus Kickstarter. So I look forward to hearing from you about that. We'll have a link to the Gamefound link page for your game below this video. So if you guys want to check it out. And if people stumble upon this video later after the campaign is over, where can people go to find out more about your game company or you guys in general?
It can be our web pages, fatboardgames.com, fatboardgames.com.
Nice.
And I think the Gamefound page is still gonna be there
It'll be there.
because and there are the links: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, stuff like that.
Everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll have links to all of that stuff below the video. So everyone go follow Fat Board Games and follow their journey. I'm sure they have lots of exciting things planned in the future. But thank you guys for being on the show, and we'll talk to you soon.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. And thank you guys for watching this video on YouTube and subscribing to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, just make sure to click that subscribe button below the video. Click the follow link, that little bell, so that anytime we release a new episode, you'll be the first to be notified. So you can hear about all of these great, exciting games coming to crowdfunding. And we'll catch up with these guys in the follow-up episode, part 2. And until then, take care and have fun.